Right, hello and welcome back for another ICT video. So here we're going to look at spreadsheets, okay, and I'm going to give you a general overview of this specific spreadsheet that is part of one of your mock tests you might be doing. So, as mentioned before, I invite you to look at the question paper and read and digest and take sort of notes of what I'm doing from this, okay? So you will be given, again, what I say with all the spreadsheet things, actually just read the whole question first, because you may find there's things you need a little bit earlier on rather than later on. Sometimes one of the bizarre things that happens with these papers. However, this comes with experience, okay? But essentially what I'm doing is I'm just going to give you the overview. So we can see here and you go, right, how do I know I'm going to have to do this in Excel? Burglary data, figures. A printout of how you used ICT to do your calculations. So there's some nice little hints straight away. Hello, I've got to do this in Excel. So again, it's just those little sort of tips that come up. And we have burglary data and customer newsletter text. Okay. So as a reminder, all these files will be in the zip file that you'll send across with it. So I have to do this a little bit baroque way on my computer. You can then we just go extract and do it. Here I actually go open with the Internet Explorer. Now I did show in the video for paper 1 how to extract from a zip file. I refer you back to that one. That would have been on the Excel task as well. But in this case, I can just open straight up with my computer here. So I'm just going to do this. Excuse me. Oh, here you go. Because I've probably already opened it up. Now, this is important. Okay. Burglary data files. The information you need. This is where they are going to be situated. Okay. And here we go. Now, at the moment you're thinking that doesn't look like a spreadsheet map. No, it doesn't. It's a Word document. However, if I control an A, or I could do that with the mouse. Right click, copy, or control and C on your keyboard. I open Excel up, one I prepared earlier. Go to the corner like that, and I click on paste. It'll put everything in the columns ready for me. Very useful, very helpful. So what we'll now do is, if I can just space that out a little bit. Okay, I just want to check something. The zoom is doing what I want it to do. Yes, indeed it is. Good. So I've got my spacings out. All right, I can see what's going to happen. So I need to do a bit of formula work. Okay, so bring the paper back across. Sometimes look, they give you some help. This is the order you formally need to go for each region. Percentage of houses burgled is the houses are burgled, not house, and the houses burgled divided by the total houses. Okay, so let's call this a name. Percentage of houses burgled. I have spelled burgled right there, and I know I haven't. Be observant amongst you. And I'm going to do the formula. But before I do that, ladies and gents, what have I missed out? Have I missed anything important out? Can I hear some of you screaming at me, Matt? Footer? Well, I hope you are, because I've not put the footer with my name in it. And if I've not done that, I can do the most fantastic spreadsheet, and I'm going to get no marks. So, ladies and gentlemen, I invite you to constantly please remember footer with your name in it. If you do not, you will not get the round of applause at the end. You will get 0 marks, and you'll suddenly find yourself having to do the test again, which we don't want you to do. Okay, I'm going back to normal. There you go. Yes, okay, fine. In the mock test, if I'm marking it, I do give you the benefit of the doubt. That's fine, but I will flag it. And if you do a second mock with me and you don't put it in, I will mark you 0 straight away. All right, so just be warned. Right, so without further ado, formulas. Right, I've just noticed quickly here, the size text is slightly different. Don't worry, we'll come back to that in a minute. All right, so we mentioned about how a formula structure worked, which was percentage of houses burgled is the houses burgled divided by the total houses. Okay, so I'm just going to start off with equals and sum. General format, that's what we're always going to do. I'm going to do my brackets. And as I said, is percentage of houses burgled. So it's going to be, I can either type the cell number in, or I can just tap it like that. My division sign is going to be the little oblique sign, which is just below the question mark on your keyboard next to Alt Shift. If it's the same format, hopefully as mine. Divided by that. Bracket it. Okay, it's a bit alarming at the moment because I've got a decimal point going on. Bear with me. And I'm just going to do drag and drop. So I've got everything filled out. So that saves you having to individually plug the formula in each time. I'm also just going to change so the text is all the same. So a quick way of doing that is highlight one box, format painter, everything changes. Now we're going to address this part. If I try to put a percentage sign in here now, it's just not going to work. It will do something completely random. Or if I try to put percentages in here and do things here, no. So the way we make Excel recognize this is we go to that toolbar here, which says general, come down, do percentage, boom, hey presto, our percentage is in. That's it. How difficult is that? Okay, so what we now need to do is just a couple of things we need to do some printouts. This, but before I'm going to do that, I just want to tidy it up so it looks neat and tidy. And before you do your printouts, I think it's a good idea too, because it's breaking down the information. It's showing taking a bit of care. So again, I'm just going to make sure everything's lined up nicely. That's good. I'm just going to highlight a couple of points. Do that. Again, the one of the things I'd like you to have is your spreadsheet is clear and easy to readable. Okay, I'm just doing a bit more spacing out there. There we go. Now, down this one way. Now you notice I have a line missing down here. That is because there's a page. Can't say a page split going on, but it is there, so don't panic. All right. So I need to print out the burglary data showing percentage of houses burgled. Okay, I'll just show you this here, and print out how you used ICT to do calculations. Okay, and we need to do a chart. Okay, right. So let's do this part first. So I want to do a printout of this file. Actually, before we even do that, let's save it. Save as. Const2. So I'm just going to borrow a name, and I'm just going to do this. And it will become clear in a minute when you actually come to do this and look through it later on. I've done this. So what I've done is on these just very quickly. In the folders you're going to get through, you'll have two basic examples there. And then if you go to the videos, you'll actually see files I've actually used with the videos, and there'll be video and an audio there. Okay, so we've got that done. So now I'm going to do my print PDF. I print active sheets. I want to have landscape orientation, and I want fit sheet on one page. Now, if you're using a printer wherever you happen to be doing this, then I'm assuming the printer will be set locally, but you may find this is the way that you have to do it. But David will advise you, the tutor will advise you when they come out to your testing, because it won't be me, how you will approach this. So for the moment, I'm going to do it this way. And it's also a useful thing to remember if you want to email, say, copy something like this through, but you don't want people altering, but you want the spreadsheet format, this is the way you can do it. Great for invoices and things like that too. So print. So I'm just going to go back a knock. I'm going to go to paper 2, and we'll go to sample files. Going to go to task 2. Okay, I'm just going to do every day. I'm just actually doing a little bit of a cheat here so I can borrow the name. Oh, okay. I obviously didn't say something correctly in the last bit, which is interesting. Or it hasn't remembered it. Never mind, we'll deal with that later. There we go. As we said, this is live performance. Now, formulas, important. How do we do this? Right, if I can show my formulas, show, hey presto, all there as we want it. Yes, the alignment's changed. Don't worry about that. That's what this does. All right. So file, print. Our PDF bit's already set up. Everything we want there is going to be on print. So I'm just going to quickly go back and just borrow a name. Okay. Okay. Done. So we now have that a little bit organized. All right. And I am just now going to go back to get rid of show formulas. And we're back to where we need to be now. Now the next part is I need to do a chart that shows percentage of houses, burgled regions, percentage of 1% are over. Okay. So I'm just going to go here, highlight the column I want, click on home, sort and filter, largest to smallest. Remember, always expand selection, because if you don't only alter one column, you need to alter the whole lot. Sort, and there we have it. And again, you just notice I just need to space that out just a little bit there. Okay. And we just need to also do a chart on this one as well. So just bear with me one moment. So we now need to do a chart here. Chart, euphemism for graph, showing the houses that are that have been burgled at 1.5% or over. Okay. So here we go. I'm highlighting, which down to Cornwall. I'm then pressing my CTRL control key. Okay. Because this enables me then to highlight another column that's not directly next door. All right. So we'll do that. Cornwall. Right. It's done that. Insert. Recommended. Oh, error. What's happened? For the observant amongst you, noticed I accidentally clicked that square there, or rectangle there. That stops the graph from happening. So let's go back to Cornwall. Percentage of houses burgled. We'll go to recommended charts, and hey presto, here we are. However, I've just noticed I've got a slight spelling error there. So I'm just going to do is alter that now. And let's put that on to go back there quickly to bold. Let's just do this now. Here we go, percentage of houses burgled. Superb. So there we go. Do that again. Again, it's just always worth spending a little bit extra time checking. I've probably still got things wrong in this. You do, but it's always just going back checking, because we do get things wrong. We miss things. Okay, and I suddenly can't remember, did I put the header and footer on this, but I'll go and check at the end. Now, they want a printout of this. Now, I know sometimes I've said we don't need to necessarily put this into a separate chart, but we're going to. So first of all, I want to do something first. I want to give this a name down here, and you'll see why in a minute. I'm just going to rename it as burglary data. Okay. This will become apparent why I've done this in a minute. So I'm just going to click on the chart, because this paper doesn't actually say move chart. What it does say, it wants a printout of the chart we've created. So I think the neatest, easiest way of doing that is the way we're going to go now. So here's our chart. I've clicked on it, and what I'm going to do is move chart. New sheet. Here we go. So what am I going to call this one? Burglary chart. Okay. And see what happens next. What happens next? It puts it into a separate sheet for us. Bingo. This is going to make it easier for it to print. Now, please remember this is a new sheet, so you will need to do header, footer again. So custom footer. Here we go. Done. Bingo. Done. So I can now do my. I'm just going to do that as a sheet method, so it's easy to come to name it. And I need to print up this as well. Okay. So, well, no, that's correct. Here we go. All done. There's my name at the bottom. And what I can do is then just do done. Everybody's happy. So can I just use that method very quickly to check that I've actually named everything? Yes, indeed, I have. So that's also a very quick way of doing that shows you've actually got your name and you've got your footer at the bottom. Okay. Right, ladies and gentlemen, that is that specific task there. I hope that's useful to me talking through. Okay. But please be advised, David and I are always here to help you with these inquiries like this. Sometimes I do appreciate spreadsheets are not things settling with it straight away with everybody, but tutors there for help as well. But just think it's a process going through. That's all you actually need to do. Now, some of the spreadsheets they give you a little bit more simple. This one's not too bad. Sometimes they ask you for a more complicated one, but there will be a trade-off. If they give you something more complicated spreadsheet, the chances are that your document task is going to be a lot simpler. But if they give you a simpler spreadsheet, the document task might be a bit more trickier, as we will see in the next video, which I intend to demonstrate. So in the meantime, with that cue line, hold that thought. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for your attention, and see you shortly in another video. Thank you.